Alright, so if I go on my phone like this, don't mind. I'm just looking at questions and shit. Alright, let's see. Hell yeah. Alright, guys. Welcome to my first podcast. I have Jake Henriques with me, joining from Street Heat. Right now I'm at his shop. I'm always honored to be here, man. So welcome, Jake. This is my first podcast. Thank you for joining me, man.
No problem, man. I'm pumped to be here.
Yeah, nice. Alright, man. So my first question is always, all right, what car you got? I know you have this thing going on, so just explain what's going on.
Well, I just picked up this 180SX, some local kid from Rhode Island. But before this, I had my yellow 240SX.
Yep.
I've had that for probably 3 years, maybe. Yeah, 3 years, I think. And it's just kind of gotten beaten up over the years, and I got a good deal on this, so.
Oh yeah, dude.
Start from scratch again,
Nice, man. That's awesome, dude. It's always good to sometimes, start on a new start.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, it's good to get a fresh start.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Definitely, it changes, gives you another perspective.
Yep.
But why did you choose this chassis? What made not
just
this
S chassis in general?
S chassis in general. Yeah, what made you choose that?
I mean, when I first got into drifting, I mean, S chassis, the prices weren't like they are now.
I'm
like,
sure, bro.
Not even close. Like, I mean, my yellow car, I bought that car. I mean, it was a bare shell, but run free. I got that for $300.
Damn, dude, that's
a little different.
Crazy.
Yeah, a little different.
Nowadays, a bare shell's what, a couple grand now?
Gee, ridiculous.
It's crazy, dude. It makes no sense.
So, I mean, that, and my buddy Jordan, Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan's Street Heat. Yeah.
When I first got into cars, I was into like stance cars. I had a Miata, was slammed, and he brought me to my first drift event, and I was like, "Yo, this is crazy." Like,
yeah.
And and I don't know, it's been kind of hooked from there. And honestly, like Matt has an S chassis, he had an S chassis. Yeah. I bought my first coupe, and it just kind of made sense at the time. But I mean, the aftermarket support, man, they're a staple in like even like the beginning of drifting. Like,
oh yeah,
I don't know, like right now it sucks that I don't want to say played out, but they're definitely not. They don't. What it used to be. And in my eyes, they're not like.
I'm with you on that.
I don't know how to explain it, but it just. I think the popularity is kind of not necessarily dwindled my love for them, but it's definitely. I'm like,
yeah.
So.
No, I totally understand that. Well, there's a lot of people, and I mean, it's awesome that people get into it, but there's a lot of people out there that are kind of ruining it for them.
There's people that get into drifting for the right reasons, and I mean, I guess there isn't really a right or a wrong reason.
No, totally, yeah.
I don't know, it definitely became more of a more mainstream thing to do than it was, years back. I mean, and I got into it late. I mean, like Jordan's had
for a while,
Yeah. So, yeah. But, I mean, on the other end though, I think it's really cool. I think it's really cool about like the amount of people that it's getting into and the traction it's getting in the States and stuff.
Definitely. Yeah.
Pros and cons to it. There's pros and cons to it.
Of course,
yeah. Like YouTube's definitely has been great for it. I mean, I think it gets all younger people into it,
right?
Because at the end of the day, man, like you want those, people like you, man.
Yeah, I'm
like,
still young.
Exactly. Like you get into it at a young. It's good. It's good for the culture. It's good for the sport.
Totally.
So.
Yeah, it's crazy the difference in the generations that's come. Like my generation, we're getting it from YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like YouTube's the reason why we're drifting.
Yeah, and YouTube, like vlogging and shit wasn't even a thing.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like when I first got into it, so like, I mean, it might have been, but very not
as crazy. Yeah.
So the influence is there. I think as long as like the influences are good. Yeah. And you're not like some of these people that are like hacking together cars, and I'm not gonna name any names.
Nah, we know who those people are.
Yeah. I don't even think they're around anymore.
As well.
He's actually on his way here right now.
For real. But I hear you, man.
Oh, that's great.
But yeah, man.
But I think as long as the influences are good and they're teaching people to do things like right and take pride in their cars. Like when I first got into drifting, like I was broke as a joke. Actually, I still am. But
yo, you're drifting, bro.
I had no money. I didn't have money for nice fucking wheels and nice kit. And can we swear?
Sure.
I won't swear. I'll try not to
Yeah,
swear a
that's
lot.
fine. Okay. It's up to them if they want to see it or not. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't have money for, I had Duraflex kit. I freaking Rust-Oleum painted it with some XXRs, and like, it wasn't the best looking car, but I took pride in, like, I always tried to keep my body panels one color. Tried to keep the car together, and like, you don't need a bunch of money to take pride in your car.
Totally.
You might not have the means of having the nicest stuff, but just how you carry yourself and how you put your car together and take pride in how it looks and stuff, that goes a long way.
Absolutely.
Because in my eyes, I mean, drifting, like, how the car looks is just as important as it drives.
Yeah, dude, I'm with you on that. Style is important.
I mean, to be honest with you, like, style is like probably more important than I don't want to say more important. It's a balancing scale, man. But
it is, yeah, definitely.
Like I remember, like, when I first got into drifting, like, one of my first big inspirations was Animal Style, and like.
Yep. Me and Dom's watching right now. He already knows, but I'm on the same,
Yeah, man. Animal Style. Like, when I first got in, bro, like, those dudes were like, they drove their cars hard and they looked good. Like, yeah, they might have got banged up, but like, they always took pride to try and get their body panels back together. Yeah, get it, looking good.
Honestly,
and they just drove this shit hard, and they took pride in how it looked, and like, that still like resonates with me to this day.
100%, and you see that in Japan, kind of like the way they are. There's obviously this group in Japan. It's always, no matter where you are, is that group that's gonna drive with a bunch of different colored body panels. Because that's just how it is.
Like, you have like the Kansei style, stuff like that. It's not gonna bleed over into America, where they're definitely more focused on the function. And I mean, don't get me wrong, like, watching those cars drive, like, that shit's like, it's cool. Like, don't get me wrong, like, but for me, like, I like having a car
that looks good.
And drives just as good,
With you, bro. I'm with you on that. And unfortunately, my car didn't look good and didn't drive good. So.
Hey, man, but you're getting there. I mean, your car didn't look bad. It was one color.
Yeah, it was one color.
You know what I'm saying?
That's one thing I wanted to say is, remember my messed up bumper that I had? I was held up by like 1,000 zip ties.
Yeah.
I actually, literally before my first event, it was like the night or two before my first event, I was like, you know what? I think I ran over something again, and it just completely fell apart. I was like, whatever, this is not going to go back together. And I was like, luckily I had another bumper, the same thing, at my house. And I was like, all right, well, I can find a rattle can, and it was gray, and my car was gray, as you guys know. And so I just spray painted it that night, and it didn't look exactly like the other one, but it was still gray. But I cared so much.
Yeah,
bro.
exactly. Like, most people would have just been like,
slapping on the black
whatever.
bumper.
Not even. Well, some people wouldn't even put on a front bumper.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And
that stuff matters.
And like, I try not to be judging because at the end of the day, man, what people do, it makes them happy. Yeah, it's cool. But like, for me, like, I have like a predisposition to like a certain style and a certain way things should be done. That's just what I believe. But just because someone does it in an opposite way doesn't mean it's wrong. Right. It's just something that I don't necessarily resonate with,
And to be honest, off that topic, that's kind of why I'm doing these podcasts, is because I'm trying to, like you said, I've been having this mindset, and my girlfriend even knows it too, that when I see something, I'm wicked judgmental. Not judgmental, but like, I have a very strict mindset of what I like.
What you like and what you think things should be.
Exactly.
Which is not wrong.
It's not wrong, but sometimes she'd be like, oh, I like that wing, and I'd be like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man, it's just all personal preference.
It throws her
stuff.
down, And like,
yeah, I mean.
So this is why I'm getting these extra perspectives, and hopefully it's gonna, not just for you guys, but it's gonna help me out become like more of an open-minded person, I guess.
Yeah,
so I guess it works out for everybody.
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%.
I know you already kind of talked about this, but how did you get into it? I know joining, but like, what exactly was like the real motive? Like, was it just going to that track? And
yeah, I mean. The Clubless North isn't even a thing anymore, but we went to a Clubless North event, which is now Nedco hosted. It's at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Yeah. And dude, I went there, and I knew, like, me and Jordan really weren't really good friends like we are now. Like, back then, like, we just kind of met. He like helped me work on my car because like when I first got into cars, like I couldn't even change oil.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't think much has changed.
That's crazy.
but like, no, man, like I didn't know anything about cars. Like I wasn't brought up around it. I wasn't, my dad wasn't a mechanic, or my dad wasn't into building cars. Like I got into it from like my friends and stuff. So like I went there, and I didn't even really know what to expect.
Yeah, you're just watching.
And I just saw it, and it was like, all these dudes, like, like my buddy Casey, and Joe Scuderi, all these dudes have been drifting for so long, and they were all driving together.
Yeah.
Ty Urson, when he used to have his brown hats with the big wing.
Wow.
And all these dudes are driving together. And I was just like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah, that's how
this
I
is
felt.
this is freaking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then I had my Miata still. It was like slammed on some like clutch SO1s, and I thought I was the hottest shit ever, but I really wasn't. And I was like, I got my first garage.
Was that with Matt, or is that
Yeah, we went to
that
the
first
shop in Dighton.
Oh, nice.
No. My first shop wasn't with Matt. I'm sorry.
Oh.
My first shop was with a couple of my other buddies. But that's actually where I met Matt. Is
shit.
I started to. First thing you do when you get your first shop is, and I'm sure you know, you just recently experienced it.
Yeah.
You just want to take everything apart.
Oh yeah,
I got the car in. I pulled the engine out. I pulled the trans. I pulled the interior out. The car is the bare bones, and then I found out the car was so rotted.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. I remember selling it. Dude, I put everything in the car. Dropped the top, put the engine, the trans, all the interior just piled up. The kid came and bought it.
That is great.
And that's where I bought my first coupe.
Yeah.
That's actually when I really started hanging out with Matt.
That's funny.
He was helping me work on it because I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
Like anything at all.
Yeah.
So, and then it just kind of spiraled from there, man. Like after I saw that and those dudes driving, I was like, I want to do this.
Right.
Like, it's like, being into like stance cars and stuff. Like at first it was like, you didn't build it for a purpose. You just do some wheels and coils over to drive around.
Yeah, think you're cool.
Cool.
Right?
Yeah, cool.
I
definitely thought it was
there.
cool. Yeah,
bro, I thought it was way cool. I had like stupid amount of cambers. Like,
yeah,
we thought we were cool.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it wasn't as cool as this.
No, definitely not as cool. But now it's like, you put time and money into a car and like you bring it out into the track, that feeling.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Oh, like that. From like when we went to the Bloodmasters Invitational this past year in New Jersey, like for a while I've been kind of like not neglecting my car, but basically like there's been things that I wanted to fix.
Yeah.
And I just kind of like, it's working good enough for now.
For
like,
now, yeah.
And I kind of was always driving around the way my car drove.
Mm-hmm.
Like instead of making my car do what it's supposed to do,
Yeah.
I kind of tried to adapt ways to drive around it, and it just kind of
Didn't work.
hurt me all year.
Yeah.
But before BMI, I took the time to like
Go through
redo
it.
some stuff, and that feeling when
That's awesome,
that
man.
feeling when I went out there and like my car, like it's not binding, it's
Yeah.
not rubbing, like I put a new steering rack in, the steering felt phenomenal. I was like, dude, that was the best feeling.
Right.
Ever.
Was that the first time you were at that track?
Yeah, first time
really?
driving Jersey.
Shit. So you're on a new track with not a new car, but a refresh. Like it's
new car
refreshed a
essentially.
little
And
bit.
I can tell you, like,
Yeah.
like it drove night and day better.
That's
like,
awesome, bro.
Like
That's
my
the
front
best.
coilover, because my yellow car, it's been smashed. It's
Yeah.
crooked and whatnot.
No,
But my
okay.
coilovers were like an inch and a half off from either side, from
Oh,
front
yeah.
to driver's side to
That
passenger
plays
side.
such a big effect. In
Dude,
your
I
driving.
didn't think. One of my friends, Derek, he races late models.
Yeah.
And he came in, he kind of helped me adjust them and kind of
Corner balance. It's called corner balance.
No, we didn't corner, but we didn't put it on scales.
Scales,
but
yeah.
we just kind of, he helped me adjust them and get them like
Perfect.
set the preload and stuff. So
Awesome, dude. That's
and
awesome.
dude,
It's so important.
Was and new front tires, dude.
Awesome.
Front tires are like a godsend, dude.
Yeah, I had these
but-
Toyos last year.
Yeah,
Not good.
But dude, I'm telling you, like that was like the best feeling. Like it, you get that craving, like, all right, dude, like my car's doing this, and I definitely, I mean, not that, I mean, you know me, I still take style very seriously
Oh,
and
yeah.
how my car looks, but I've definitely been trying to take some time the past year, like, I've definitely been focused on like getting my car to drive well, all like just seeing the dudes like like the homies from Front Street and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like their cars just drive so well,
So good.
like so well.
Yeah.
So like trying to find that balance between like a good like driving height, like drifting height, and a good height for the car that still looks good, when it's parked.
There's a medium, bro. Like because there's people like Jordan Throffel is dumb, dude. Like absolutely dumb. Like he crack his subframe at BMI. Like,
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, it's crazy. So and that right there is a 6 style, and that's like from my past. That's like what me and Dom like. But literally, dude, me and Dom are now like trying to transform into like that more medium height. Like you said, the good balance of both. You know?
Yeah, and I think I found it with my yellow car for the most part, because like it still looks good when it's not drifting and the suspension's just
Awesome.
not compressed and whatever.
Yeah.
And then when it's parked, but when it's drifting, it's still like I'm not like hitting stuff. I'm not
Yeah.
like you know, for the most part, it's a pretty happy medium.
That's awesome, dude.
And you know, I guess getting older too. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, slam drift car looks the best. Like, there's nothing. There's not. You're not going to show me a car that looks better than like, you know, like Shane Latches or like Kevin from Boston. Like, these dudes that like they drive this shit dunked. And like in drift, it looks phenomenal.
It looks sick.
And you know, they've been doing it for so long that they've, you know, I'm sure they have little tips and tricks that make their. But like,
I mean, there's
you're never gonna find something that looks better than that, in my opinion.
Yeah,
There's redeeming factors of having a car that the suspension's actually, you know,
doing
compressing and rebounding, doing all the stuff that it's supposed to do correctly without it fighting the height.
And honestly, for example, they actually taught me. Him and Matt were telling me I wanted to dump my car last season or this past season, and they're like, "Dude, don't do that, don't do that." And I was like, my whole time, I want to do it. You know what I mean? Because my past, I just love dumped cars, and they were explaining me suspension geometry, and that's the first time. And I'm a tech, and that's the first time I ever heard of suspension geometry. Like I've never even heard of it. You know what I'm saying? And,
yeah, well, you know, I mean, it is a thing with newer cars. Obviously, every car is suspension geometry, but you're not altering them.
Yeah.
So like, it comes from the factory. You're not worried about. The engineering is already done.
It's perfect.
Exactly.
It's perfect.
But when you're altering a car like this,
you gotta make it perfect.
There's a lot of There's a lot of ins and outs of like getting the car to do what you're supposed to do, like drop knuckles, and so you can still
have retain the system.
Retain like the height, but your suspension travels a little better. And,
right, and that stuff is so cool to me, and things most people wouldn't even think about noticing. You know what I mean? Most people that are just getting into this, beginner drifters, probably don't even know that. You know what I'm saying? Yep. That's good knowledge to put out to the public that there's certain things like that matter.
And honestly, man, like when you're at a drift event, like make friends with people that have been doing it for a while, man. Like I'll be honest, I've been drifting for like 5 or 6 years now, however many years it's been. I think 6 now. I don't know. But like everyone I've met, man, like there's only been like a small handful over my years of drifting that like I've met people that are like just outright assholes.
Yeah.
Like very few. Very few.
The
everyone that
I've
that I've met like is willing to lend a hand, dude. If a part breaks, they're willing to help you. Like, dude, my first drift event ever, Club Loose North.
Yeah.
Prep my car, dude. I do all this stuff to it, right? I go out I'm the first person on the track of the day. Because we did driver's meet, and he's like, C groups up, dude. I ran to my car, dude. I was first one in line, ready to go, right? Yeah. Dude, I'm sitting there, like, dude, I don't even know what to do. Like, I haven't street drifted at this point. Yeah. I haven't done anything.
Yeah.
And, dude, I just like go, and I just go to like flick in.
Yeah.
Dude, my wheel flies off.
Oh
my front wheel, dude, flies off. Dude, I spin out, and I'm all excited, like, dude, that was awesome. And I look across the track, and my wheel is barreling, dude, towards the fence. And dude, I broke all my studs.
Oh man.
A bunch of shit. Like my caliper bracket broke.
It must have messed up your fender or something. Probably.
Fender was junk. And dude, I didn't know anybody at this point. Yeah. Anybody, not one single person in the drifting community.
Yeah.
I'm not lying. Probably 7 or 8 people came up to me like, "Hey man, you need a hand with that?
Damn,
I got some tools. Like, hey, what do you need? You need some parts? Like, I got some spare stuff. Blah blah blah." And I was like, from that point, I was like, dude, this is like the coolest group of people
you could ever meet.
Yeah,
and that's
coming
crazy.
From the stance community is completely different.
Oh my god,
because the stance community is just toxic.
I mean, I have DMs, dude, of people when I used to I had my RSX. I don't know if they know this. Who cares? But I had this RSX, and I was trying to get these big camber numbers and trying to figure it out. So I hit up these other guys that had RSXs, and I was like, "Yo, dude, you bless me with some information. Like, how did you do this? Like, literally simple information, dude." And like the guy was such a jerk. Many guys, all of them, they're like, "Oh well,
figure it out.
This is kind of one of those things. You gotta go through the process." Blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, whatever. So at that point, I was kind of done with the stance stuff, and I sold the RSX once I got my 240. And yeah, ever since then, dude, I went to I wasn't even the first drift event. Yo, I literally met them from Street Heat, Jake and Matt. I went to pick up parts or something from Zach Foss. I actually picked up some more, but yeah, and I just saw them, and I was like, oh, yo, I see you guys' cars before, you know what I mean? And ever since then, we started hanging out and stuff, and they just showed me how cool this community is, and not just this community, just how cool like people are. You know what I mean? Not just drifting, but people can be fucking sick. My bad, but people can be awesome, man.
Yeah,
And, like
yeah.
I met some incredible people from drifting, and I'm blessed for it. So yeah, the community is awesome, man. It's
Yeah.
really just something
And, you know,
different.
and I try and, you know, anyone that, I don't know everything, dude. I
Yeah.
might not even know a lot. I don't know. But like, anyone that's like willing to listen, willing to, you know, I was there, dude. Like I said,
Yeah.
I didn't know anything. And luckily, you know, I became friends with Matt and Jordan. I've been doing it for a while. And Matt is like one of, probably like the best, like, techs. No, he wasn't really a tech, but like,
No,
that kid
his mechanical
knows
inclination.
his shit.
Yeah, no,
Like,
he does.
Very, very, very well.
He does.
And, you know, he's taught me a lot, man. Like, my coupe wasn't really built, you know, had an engine, I got the engine. The engine never really ran right. I put some
Right.
coilovers in it. But like when I bought my yellow car, well, it wasn't yellow, I bought it when it was white. That car was a bare shell.
Right.
There was no wiring, there was no nothing, no
Nothing,
interior.
yeah,
The
just stripped.
all the suspension was finger tight, like nothing was there.
It's crazy.
And like he helped me, he was instrumental in like
Yeah.
helping me build that
Really.
car. Like
And honestly, he's still on the topic of Matt. He still is like that, bro.
Yeah,
When I
100%.
needed his help when I was topping, dude, like really simple stuff. It's like certain things, dude, that I just needed help with when I was putting my front end on. It's like simple things like that that he just was like so down. He came out. He was with his girlfriend, and he just came out for like 30 minutes, showed me what to do. He's like, all right, good luck. And I was like, wow, dude, thank you. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, just
to
a
the
little
help.
bit goes
Yeah.
a long way. you
It's
know?
so cool, man. And I appreciate that about everybody that I've met and helped me out.
Yeah.
Everybody's always so helpful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, that's
So-
what it's about, man. Like,
Yeah.
like, what's the point of learning stuff if you're not going to help other people learn?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
really,
yeah.
like, there's no point. You're just going to hoard that information to the day you die.
Right? Yeah. It's
Like,
no,
no,
there's
man. Like,
point.
give it, like, you know, young people like you that are coming up. It's like now, hopefully, like when the time comes that I'm not drifting anymore, and
Yeah.
you're drifting, and young people are coming up, dude. You're going to be
They'll
the
do the
same
same
person
thing,
to be like,
yeah.
hey, you know, do this, do that,
Yeah,
do
yeah.
this. You know, hey, you know what? Don't do that. You should do it this way.
Right.
Matt still does that to me. When I'm doing my time, dude. He has to be like, you shouldn't do it like that.
Yeah, he does that.
And I'm like, why?
Sometimes he comes up in the car. Hey, you know you shouldn't do it that way.
And you know,
It's
and it's
whatever
like
it
one of
is,
those things. You look at it, you step back, you're like, "Oh, he's right.
Yeah.
I should do it that way."
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. Sometimes I'm like, sometimes I'm in my moods. I'm like, I'm very stubborn. Like I like to learn things the hard way.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Sometimes, yeah.
So, but you know, sometimes I'm like, yeah, no, you're right. And sometimes it's like, fuck you, man, freak you, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing this myself, all right?
Yeah.
But,
Nah, I hear that.
yeah, man. But like, it's big, man. And honestly, like not having like an ego, man. Like just being humbled and realizing that you don't know everything. People know more than you.
Yeah, yeah.
And just being willing to take that help from people when they're offering it to you. That's
yeah.
big.
Oh yeah,
That's big,
totally,
man.
totally, dude. That's something. I feel like that's one thing that everybody gets, but also struggles with at the same time. Because, like
Yeah.
you said, everybody wants to do it their own way sometimes,
100%.
and gets frustrated.
Which isn't wrong. Like sometimes you have to learn the hard way.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't always learn from other people's mistakes.
Exactly,
You know.
bro. That's just how it is.
Sometimes,
Life.
sometimes you're just like, you know what? Like even like the tubs. Like Matt did this to his car.
Yep. Yep.
Like you know, I could. He would have if I asked him, he'd be here helping me. But
Yeah,
like I'm
totally.
just like, yo, I want to do this shit myself. Like I want to.
So you can do it. So you can be the guy that shows the next guy.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Like yeah, he's giving me
Yeah.
tips and stuff. You know, like, hey, do that. But like,
Yeah.
you know, so
Yeah, it's
it's a balance. You know,
totally.
life is just about a balance with
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
With everything.
everything. Yeah.
So.
And we mentioned street. You said I never when you went on the track. You said, "Oh, I've never street drifted before," and you just sent it. Not on the street drifting topic, but more on like the street driving. That to me is so important. And there's a lot of people that I know that don't street drive their car, and I think it's for some reason I think it's important. What do you think? Do you street? I know you're big on street driving your car. Like you
Yeah.
daily it sometimes.
Well, I mean, dude, when I had my coupe, and even like when I first, like my yellow car,
yeah,
like I drove those cars every day,
yeah.
like every single day, everywhere.
That's
Like, I drove to the track a lot of times. Like,
Yeah.
just recently, I have
you
a
did
trailer
that.
and stuff.
You did that to Broke East. You drove to the track, and,
Yeah.
and your car was like still kind of giving you problems
Yeah.
too, which was crazy.
Fixed it, got it back home though.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, street driving is important. I mean, I definitely like now I've gotten older and like my yellow car got to the point it just wasn't really fun driving on the street. Like
Yeah.
now. Like, when I was younger, it was like, oh, this is the coolest shit ever. But, like, now, like, my goal with this car is, like, I still want to build, like, a very functional drift car.
Oh yeah.
But, like, I want to sound dead in the whole inside.
Yep.
I want to make this car comfortable,
Nice, yeah.
so like I can enjoy. I want to have a car that I enjoy driving on the street
Totally,
again.
dude. Totally.
Like it came with like a nice like RSR exhaust. Like instead of having like a straight pipe, loud, I'm gonna quiet it down a little bit.
Yeah, dude.
Just so it's
totally
more fun to drive, man. Because like you spend so much time and money on these things, it's like you're only gonna drive it once a month when you go to the track.
Yeah, exactly.
It just doesn't make sense, you know.
No, it's silly, bro.
So like even if you're not daily driving it, but just like having your car fully together, ready to go, and just be like, it's a Sunday. Oh, I'm gonna go hit the back roads and just
drive.
Cruise. Because dude, there is nothing like building a car and like driving it,
enjoying it.
You're like, dude, this feels like, dude, anybody can go out and buy a fucking $30,000 car, and you know enjoy it. If that makes you happy, it doesn't do it for me.
Whatever,
Like I want to drive a car that like I've taken every single nut and bolt off, put it back on.
Together,
I know where everything is. Like you hear a sound, you know what?
You
like
know exactly
that feeling, like that. It sounds super corny.
Yeah,
but like that connection to the car is like it's an unreal feeling, you know.
Totally, dude. And actually, recently I just got my FRS, as they know, and it's one thing I remember all summer because I dailied my hatch, and my hatch was, dude. I mean, like I said, it was so bad. It was burning so much oil. I was burning probably 2 quarts a week of oil, and it was terrible, dude. And but the thing is, dude, I leave like my girlfriend's house. It would be like midnight or maybe even later, and I drove through Dighton, man. And Dighton, there's like these curvy roads, and it's the connection with the car and yourself and the road. It's like a whole different feeling, and like. Now that I haven't driven my hatch for probably, I don't know, 3-4 months or something, because it's been in pieces. I just got this FRS after having a truck for a while, and I'm feeling the road again, dude. I put on the music a little bit, and just driving on the road, man. It's just nice. It's nice, and like I haven't done anything to FRS, and like you said, you want to build it and stuff. But yeah, dude, I miss the connection to the road, like you said, just driving. I can't wait to get my hatch done, dude, so I can just hop on the road again and just cruise it.
It really is like a surreal feeling,
it's
man.
Awesome,
like,
man.
dude,
so
like especially like in the fall when
Yeah.
it's a little chilly out. You have the window down, heat on,
yeah,
music on,
yeah,
man, and you're just driving and like the looks you get from people. You're like,
all day.
what the hell is that? Like,
all
it's
day,
just
dude.
it's a cool feeling, man. And another thing that you just reminded me about like daily driving a car is like. It makes it that much harder to maintain.
Oh my god, dude! I blew a brake line literally the night before, or 2 nights before the event.
Which I mean, I guess
it's crazy.
There's 2 ways you can look at it because. Thank you. The time that you're driving it, you are kind of shaking the car down, and if something breaks or happens before the event, at least you know that was probably going to break at the event.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like when you're daily driving your car, it's like you're just constantly chasing your tail.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I guess if you have another car, like I typically always had like my truck to drive.
Yeah.
But I still like resorted to driving when I had my coupe. Like you can ask like Matt and Jordan. I drove that shit everywhere, dude. Like it was dunked. Like the kit was on the ground. Like it was like I had a cage, no interior. Like I thought I was like this is cool, dude.
Yeah.
I remember like trying to pick up girls and like hopping over the cage. Like they were probably like, yo, screw this. But me, I was like, this is sick, you know. This is so sick. Funny, I don't care if you think it's cool. I think it's cool.
Yeah, right. You can easily open that door, but whatever.
Hop into the cage.
That's so cool, man. Honestly, it really is. But and also on the topic of the street, now it's part of like my mindset is since we street drive. What's your experience with street drifting? If you want to talk about that, if not, that's cool. But dude,
honestly, there's not many street drifting spots around here. Like I don't condone. Like you see some of these videos, like drifting in like populated areas with cars driving.
Yeah,
so I don't condone that shit.
Nah,
man. Like some people are like, keep it street, bro. Like, yeah, man. Like, cool story, but like at the end of the day, man, like the amount of money you spend on these cars, like it's not worth. Totaling it into
another
Dodge Grand Caravan because you're trying to look cool. Like, hey man, like street drifting's sick. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I've done it. I've had fun. But like, really, man, like I don't do it too much. Like, we had a couple crazy stories. Like, one night, dude, we were somewhere and we just came off like a car
somewhere
meet.
That's a good start.
Yeah, we were at a car meet, man, and. We had a lot of me, Jordan. I think Matt was in his vert at the time. Matt didn't have his hatch out. Yeah. And so, we go to the spot. And like we're drifting and like Jordan's car's acting up. He's like, dude, like I gotta stop. It's like breaking up. It doesn't have power. Something was wrong. I think it was the coil packs or something. I forget what it was.
That's not
But so I was like, dude, dude, just leave me. I was like, dude, I'll follow you. You'll be good. So like, dude, we go. So we had him behind the dumpster. Freaking, we sent someone back to go get the truck and the trailer. I think we sent Matt back to get the truck and the trailer. My car was like beyond fixable. A lot of shit was broken. I think my knuckle was broken. No, my knuckle was, I don't know. So
bunch of stuff.
Wasn't fixable inside the road. But Jordan's was just a tie rod. So like, we sent someone back. Meanwhile, we're like hiding behind bushes and dumpsters trying to fix our cars at 2 o'clock in the morning. Again, so we had the truck and the trailer. We pushed my car on. We were able to get Jordan's car fixed up and drive out of there, dude. Like, those are memories that, now I'm getting older and shit. I can't be risking losing my
that
license
type of
or
stuff. Yeah,
shit
nah,
like that.
nah, I totally.
But those are memories, dude. I'll never forget. Dude, I remember my buddy Paul was there, dude. And we talking the next day. He's like, dude, that night was crazy, bro. Whatever.
That's how me and Dom was. Because we, we've done our fair share of stuff. And not gonna get into it too much because I still got people watching that shouldn't be hearing this. You know what I mean? But me and Dom, we when I first got that car, really trying to test it out, and there's times where the next day, like, dude, that night was crazy, bro.
Yeah, dude.
And I've never done anything like you guys, where you guys crashing into each other like tandeming, but like. Dude, I've just had fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and I had problems on the street, but I've just had a bunch of fun. Actually, my bad. I'm not trying to make this about myself.
No, dude.
But I did actually have one problem. I don't know if you know about this, dude. But one time I was at little place. Not gonna get too into it.
We'll blink that out.
We'll blink that out. Yeah.
We'll blink that out.
Why I said
that. Yeah, no, we'll blink that out in the edit.
But I was at this place, and it's a perfect spot. It's like a classic toge look where it's kind of going a little downhill. There's a turn like this, a turn like that, and then a big open spot. So I'm like, oh, dude, I gotta hit this thing. So I go in, just drive around that. I just have some fun at the open spot, like a skid pad kind of, and then I come back at it, testing the car around the turn. So I'm like, all right, I got this all day. I'm like, I've already gone to my first or second event or whatever. So I got some seat time in, and I'm like, I kind of know my car by now. So I go in, dude, I go crazy like this. Back, and then I go into that skid pad, and then dude, for I swear 5 minutes, 10 minutes straight, like no stop in my car. I was just beating on it, like literally just going crazy. I didn't even let go of the gas pedal, I swear. And then all of a sudden, Dom and I were in the car, and it just stalled out. It just stalled out on us, dude. And I was like, man, I was like, that's it for my engine, because you guys know the compression was terrible, the oil was burning like crazy. So I was like, all right, that's it, my engine's toast. I wasn't too worried about it. Dom was stressed, man. He's like, oh, dude, what are we going to do? Cops going to show up, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, whatever. So get out of the car, go for a little walk. It's nice and cool out, so it's nighttime. And we just go for a walk around the area. It's kind of nice, So we just relax and then get back to the car, let it, sit for a little bit. It's probably 5-10 minutes. And I go start up the car, vroom. I was like, yes!
And you're out.
Drove away.
Yeah.
And on the way home, this is the funny part to me, is I'm like, I was wearing my driving gloves, obviously, because it's just comfortable to me. So I was driving home. I wasn't wearing my driving gloves because I took them off when I went to check out the engine. And I was like, oh, no, my gloves. And Dom's like, bro, why are you freaking out more about your gloves than you were about your $2,000 engine? And I was like, yo, you're right, honestly. I don't know, the engine didn't really care. I didn't really care. At that point, it was
Did you leave the gloves there?
No, actually, they're in my back seat.
Oh,
they're in my back seat.
Dope.
Yeah, no, they're race clip gloves anyway, so even though I lost them, it's whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's why I was thinking about street drifting. Is always those experiences that.
Oh man, those memories, they're the best, man.
Yeah.
It's just like, and I say this, to my friends all the time, like the shit that we've done, like over the past 5 or 6 years, shit we've gotten ourselves into just through cars and drifting.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I wouldn't trade that shit for the world.
Right,
like,
dude, awesome.
Like,
That's
awesome. I have friends
That's
out there that are buying houses and
Yeah.
doing all this grown up stuff. Like, yo, that's cool. Like, I want to get there.
Yeah.
But like, these past 6 years have been the best years of my life. Like,
And
the memories, the people I've met, man. Like, back to like the community. Like, I've met some of like my best friends, dude. Like through like, people that like I don't even see all the time because they live hours away.
Right.
But we still talk almost every day. We're
That's
always
awesome.
like, that shit is just the best to me.
And I was going to school. I was going to college for a year. I went to BCC for
Yep.
engineering actually, and I chose to finish that year. I have 1 year of it, whatever. I chose to stop going to school because I wanted to have fun. So I got, I've been a tech for a while, so I was like, whatever I can make money. I became flat rate. I was making good money at the time, and then yeah, I was like, I'd rather have fun right now. I'm still young. I do 4 or 5 years of just having like a ton of fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Get a good career, and I mean, I'm gonna actually be going to a good career, but have fun while I'm young, because like you said, those 6 years. 6 years from now, I'm 19, so 6 years from now, I'll be 25, and around that time is where I kind of want to be like, all right, now what do I want to do now? I can have my fun still. I'll always be drifting, but like at that point, I want to be able to like settle down and do a little more things like adulting stuff. What I'm saying?
That's kind of where I'm at right now. That's
Yeah.
why I'm like, I mean, honestly, I was going to take this year off of drifting.
Right, you was telling me about that when you
Yeah.
cut me up when I gotta get it cut. So.
You're hurting, bro. You're hurting.
Shout out to Jake always. It's always every video is in the description. Link,
buddy.
Booksy, all you guys.
I love the support, man. I
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
that big time, man. You don't understand it.
You got it.
You don't understand how much I appreciate that.
No doubt,
But we got accepted to go drive Special Stage East,
man.
which is like a precursor event for Final Bout. So they have different special stage. You have Special Stage Northwest, Special Stage West, Special Stage Central,
Yeah,
Special
you
Stage
saw
South, Special Stage East, all this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And they you submit we submitted all our cars and our videos of us driving and all
Yeah.
that stuff, and we got accepted to drive Special Stage East, but because of COVID,
That's for this coming year, 2021.
well, it was supposed to be this past year.
This year, okay.
It was supposed to be in March, I
Oh,
think.
wow, dude.
March of this past year.
Wow.
But that was like right when COVID started.
Right, yeah.
So they canceled it. But I think they're gonna be rescheduled to this year.
This year,
So I was
yeah.
like, dude, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't when
You
I
can't
first
miss
got
something
into
like that.
drifting, dude. Like I said, like watching animal style videos when the
Yeah.
animals when they drove Final Bout 1 and
Right.
like Final Bout's always been like to me like
Yeah, that's
it has
the-
corralled all of the coolest cars,
Oh, yeah, all day.
my style of cars
Yeah.
in the country.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, if I can't pass up, like that's gonna be like it's gonna sound corny, but like a dream come true for me. Like
Totally. And
like
that's
when I
not
first
corny,
got
bro.
into
That is
drifting,
not
bro, like
corny
that
at all.
was like that was the standard of cars that I
Yeah.
liked. Like watching those videos, these people, their style, like
Yeah.
the inspiration that they pulled from Japan and other cars, and I'm like, yo, that's what
it.
I think is cool,
Totally, dude. Totally.
So-
And that's awesome, man. Like you said, man, it's just one more year, bro. Like, do that. Take the year off, not this coming year, next year, man.
Yeah,
there's still
I
something like
probably
that.
won't
where
go
you-
as hard as like
Right.
like we usually don't miss an event, like unless our cars are
Right.
we have some type of like family
Crazy-ish,
thing
yeah.
coming.
Is
Like,
that
we usually
noticeable?
drive every single event.
It's
like
for
that.
real. You guys be doing some crazy stuff. You have some crazy stuff happen to your car, and you still make the event 2 days
Dude,
later, bro. It's
We're
crazy.
like all
I
the
don't
dudes from
understand.
Rock City, bro. Like we're always getting clowned on because we're like, we are just like building Rome, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
The night before an event, like,
For real,
dude, I can't do the amount of stories that we have, dude. Of
Yeah.
like last minute, like and a lot of the time it's self inflicted.
dude. So I was about to freaking put his bolt his starter on the other side because his engine. Dude,
Oh, dude,
The stuff you
we're
guys
always
do.
into some shit. Which, like I said, bro, like these memories, like, oh, dude.
important stuff, man.
Like, dude,
Definitely.
one time we I blew a transmission, and
Is that BMI?
no, this was before. This was for a demo. This wasn't this past year. It was the year before.
Hmm.
So it was for a demo. So it wasn't even like
Nothing.
you get some seat time, but it wasn't like an actual event that I paid for. Like
Yeah.
we go there, we
Just
help
have some
Block
fun.
City put on a show.
Yeah.
I think it was for maybe Honda Fest.
Oh
or
yeah, I
whatever
was
it
there, yo. I remember that.
Yeah.
I actually have film of you from that time.
Oh,
Dude.
shit.
Your car was still in the street style look.
Yeah,
Had
yep.
the doors and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. I have a video of you on my phone actually.
no shit.
I didn't even know that was you at the time.
Yep.
To be honest.
So dude, freaking put this transmission in. Like I think it happened. I forget what happened. It happened last minute. Something happened last minute. I had to swap the transmission. I forget if it just blew or something happened.
Something, yeah.
So I'm like, all right, dude. So like, no, night before the demo, we swap it, dude. Because I still had my downpipe connected, so it wasn't letting the engine tilt back further enough.
Yeah, yeah.
So the transmission was not coming
Not
out, dude.
coming out,
We
yeah.
fought it for hours, dude. Like until we figured out that I had to loosen up my downpipe.
Downpipe, yeah.
So
yeah,
so
no
dude, we
problem.
get it in, dude. We start it up. the thing's making noise.
Oh man,
Dude, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning at this point, 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever it was.
The transmission, right? The
transmission was making noise.
Yeah.
I think if I remember correctly, I think the shift fork when we were like putting it in, cocked the throw out bearing in a weird way or something.
Okay, yeah.
So we're like, dude,
I pull it down again.
Yeah, so we had to pull it off. Dude, we didn't sleep that night. Like we went to the drift event, and we went to the demo the next day, and like all the people that like were in this like group chat with.
They knew what was going on,
dude, and they're like, dude, this is just a demo. Like,
why are you
pulling all nighter to drive a demo? I'm like, I don't know, this is what we do, man. Like,
it's just street heat, man.
Yeah,
street
man.
Heat,
like, we're always getting clowned, man. Like I bought a shuttle bus like 2 years and a half ago. I forget what it was. I had this plan. I was wanting to make like an off-grid like camper, right? So we buy it, do some stuff to it. Then the banquet was coming up for that year. So like, dude, the Lock City banquet. So I'm like, dude, we're gonna rat pack all the homies in this van, in this bus. It's like a 30-passenger shuttle bus, like LML Duramax. Like it's just an outrageous purchase. It's another thing we do. We just buy shit. We don't.
Yo, that's so true, bro. I've seen enough of it.
So dude, like we have like 11 people in, like my homies, their girlfriends, like my buddy Chris McQuaid that owns Function Auto. Like
down in Fall River.
Or Easton. So dude, we have all our homies in there, right? Dude, we make it to the banquet, have a good time. Dude, we're leaving and the DPF gets clogged, dude. It's in lip mode. We're going like 13 miles an hour up a hill, dude. Luckily, Mike Lynch, who runs the events, his shop was right next to there. So, dude, we were able to go there. We had to call our boy to come pick us up, and now it's just the ongoing joke of like, just street shit. Dude, we just have like, it's funny because when the story's been going on long before that. Yeah. So when we first picked Chris up to come on the bus, he's like, dude, hopefully I get to experience a street heat night. And he jinxed it, dude. He experienced it, man. We were in Mike Lynch. We called him, dude. Like, we let us into his shop, man. Like, just back to the community, man. Like these people are just awesome great. The bus was parked there for like 2 months, man, because I was gonna try to have it tuned and deleted, and it just never worked out. So like it's just funny, like that's just our thing. Like we just get ourselves we always get ourselves out of it.
Like that. Actually, I own your OBS now. One, so
that's a good truck, dude.
Yeah, it's good. I just got to put a couple things in. It's gonna be perfect. But the story with the hitch breaking off.
Oh, dude, dude. Me and Josh like the same. Like a lot of people when shit happens, like don't get me wrong. Sometimes I get mad, but like me and Josh for the most part, we're just like, dude, like hey, whatever.
Yeah, you and Josh.
Dude, the trailer axle on Josh's trailer snapped. It was rotted. It snapped. So we're on the side of the road doing, like, trying to figure out. Luckily, Matt, being the smart mother effer that he is, we were able to take the block of wood that we used to jack the trailer up and stuff it between the leaf spring and the frame so that side of the suspension didn't sag.
No shit.
So we can keep. So we three-wheeled the trailer all the way from like past Providence home. But like,
and that's the Westport too, so or whatever. I should probably say where you are at. I don't think it has anywhere.
So, dude, we have a bunch of good stories, man. But like I said, that's all shit. Like in the moment, it's like, fuck, how are we gonna get out of this? What are we gonna do? But now looking back, like me and Josh were sitting in this truck the other night, dude, for like an hour, just talking, reminiscing. Like
just old.
Like we look back to like when we get older and we have kids and stuff. Like these are gonna be the stories that like we tell them, like, yo, my dad's an idiot.
Shit.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
That's great, dude. I honestly, I think that's gonna be so cool when like you said, when you're older and you have kids and stuff. And like my dad's stories is like some stupid stuff of when he was young, when he lived in New Bedford, doing like the most outrageous things in the world. Like, why would you do that? But this is like a whole different thing of, dude, why? You know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna be awesome.
Good times, man.
A little off topic, but it's kind of a good question. I feel like it's good to ask. Kind of relating to driving more. What makes your driving like special, or what makes you stick out? I guess like how does your driving like stick out compared to say Matt's or whatever? Like what's different?
I fuck up a lot.
This guy, bro. This guy, bro.
No, man. I don't know. Like I mean, like I watch a lot of like old videos from Japan and like a lot of like, so like I put a lot of my inspiration from there and like the really aggressive driving styles, like just fast, aggressive driving, and that's what I try to achieve. And like, I mean, I obviously haven't like mastered it by any stretch of the imagination, But like that's like what I aim for. Like I don't when I go out to drive. I'm not saying they don't. I'm just saying like me personally.
Yeah.
Like when I go out and drive, I don't just aim to get around the track. Like I don't just like, all right, I'm gonna go out and drive and I'm not gonna spin out. Like obviously that's the goal.
Right.
But like when I go out, I try to make a conscious effort to improve something that like or like,
That's
all right,
awesome.
like oh like I wanna go by entry. I want to be faster.
Right. Yeah.
I wanna throw more angle on this corner.
That's awesome.
I wanna like I want to use more instead of using a handbrake. I want to use more foot brake
Yeah.
here and like I'm always trying to get faster, do things a little different instead of just being complacent and going out there
You're just doing the same thing.
and just
over
doing the same
again.
thing. Like like it looks cool. Like oh he's going around, he's not spinning out. Like like, that's always the goal. But like for me, and honestly, like my buddy Kevin told me this like probably a couple years back, and it kind of stuck with me. Like everybody wants to tandem, like, and I love tandeming. Tandeming's fun, but like you don't necessarily learn a lot when you're tandeming.
Yeah, you just do
Like you're reacting a lot when you're tandeming, which is good. It teaches you instinct and stuff. But like
that's cool.
Generally speaking, like a lot of your learning comes from driving solo, where you can really focus on your driving. You're not focusing on the person in front of you. You're focusing, you know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
Like, which is like I said, like tandeming is a wicked cool part of drifting.
Right.
But like this past year, like I did a lot of solo driving, and like I
noticed,
tried to really like focus on certain things that I want to get better at. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like using less handbrake, using more foot brake, driving faster, like keeping the momentum of the car going and stuff. So like that's something that like he told me, he's like, everyone like rushes and they want to tandem, which is cool, but like you really do a lot of your learning when you're driving solo.
Yeah.
Because you're not focusing on, you're not reacting to everyone else's possible mistakes or inputs or whatever. When you're driving solo, you're focusing, all right, I'm going out there and I want to make sure that I can click third gear before I enter this one. I want to get faster.
Sometimes you can't when you're tandeming because someone's
in front of you slower.
Yeah.
Exactly. So like that's what I tried to do this past year is like do a lot more solo driving and try and like just try and like get better, because like I feel like a lot of people get into like this ego mentality where like they want to go out there, they want to look good,
right?
Which is good. Like,
don't
get me wrong. Like you want to look good, like that's, but like a lot of the times, like looking good, you're not exactly always driving the fastest, or you might just be doing like the bare minimum to get around the track so you don't spin out.
So you don't spin out, and that's kind of. I know it's not the same as Tim, because obviously I was C class last year, and hopefully I can be B class next year at some point. It's not really important. I don't even care. But it's more like I never got the opportunity to tandem, and I didn't really want to anyway. But one thing I really liked, dude, is I would take people for ride-alongs, and I really it always threw me off, man. And I was focused on giving them a good time. I'm like, I gotta give them a good time. Let's go do some crazy shit. And I'd always mess up more. And then when I would go out with Dom or Maddie, actually too, because sometimes I want to impress Maddie, But when I go out with Dom, because Dom and I have the same wavelength, man. So like we're both going out there. Yeah, a little positive.
All right, Am I allowed to smoke a cigarette when we're recording? Or is that bad influence on the kids?
Smoke them up, man.
Smoke them up. You got them, smoke them, buddy.
Smoke them up,
Roll and roll?
Yeah, I'll take one.
Cool.
Oh, we're already recording.
My seat's cold.
Those big ass Tootsie Rolls, dude.
Tootsie Rolls, man.
You got XXL Tootsie Rolls trying to pick up a cigarette.
Yeah, I need XXL freaking finger gloves, whatever.
So like I was saying, you were talking about solo. Sorry guys, by the way, the clips keep coming in and out because we get to like the maximum length we can have, and then it cuts off, and then I have to restart the film. Then we forget where we're at. So we were talking about his solo driving and how like it's different, how he adapts to that and tandeming and all that. So I was talking about how when I'm driving in C class, non-tandeming is always solo driving. When I'm taking people on for ride-alongs, it throws me off and stuff, and I feel like I always come out with a better mindset when I'm by myself, and I just like get to focus on like my own driving rather than trying to impress somebody. You know what I'm saying? And it should never have to be like that. Even when I'm taking someone on a ride-along, it shouldn't have to be like impress them. It should just be have fun.
Yeah, well, right? It's like drifting is showmanship. You know, like
Yeah.
it is a spectator heavy like sport.
Totally.
Like,
yeah.
so like when you first want to ride along, you want to show them like, hey, this is
Yeah,
this is what it's like.
yeah,
You know?
right, yeah.
So it makes sense. But like I said, I mean, you know, usually when we're at drift events, we have such a big group of people that like you know, people's girlfriends, you know, friends, other friends that don't drift come along. It's like we usually always have people in our car, but like
Yeah.
I try and like people sitting there with a helmet, I try and give them a ride along
Oh, totally.
when I can,
Yeah.
But it depends. But it's one of those things you just gotta understand where it's like sometimes like we're there, we spend a lot of time and money to get to these events.
Yeah.
Like sometimes we just want to drive.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely. No, I totally understand that. And this is something that like a lot of people like to see or hear rather. You don't hear enough of it anymore, but tips for beginners, like people who either been to one drift event or never been to a drift event, but are trying to next
like
year.
trying to get into it.
Yeah. What type of tips would you give them for like, for example, like techniques or where, like how you can practice or like practicing techniques,
Yep.
or what you need to drift. Oh yeah, like car wise, like what you should put into your car so you can just go out, have fun, be on the track as much as possible.
Yep.
The seat time, right? That's,
So I say this all the time, but like you got to keep it simple.
yeah.
I know, like
I was hoping you'd say
we've
that.
had this talk before,
Yeah.
man. Like,
No, it's true though. It's
but
true.
like when you're first starting, like my recommendation is you should have a good handbrake, and not necessarily as a crutch, but it does. There are certain points where like learning to drive it does help you.
yeah.
But it's definitely not the most. But like a seat, like a good seat where
Yeah,
it
bucket,
keeps you
yeah.
planted.
Oh yeah.
And it keeps you, because like when you're trying to drift and you're learning and
Oh,
you're trying to get the feel of the car and you're being thrown around,
yeah.
it's tough.
It's tough. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So like seat, steering wheel is big, which it doesn't, you don't think it is,
yeah.
but like it definitely makes a big difference.
Yeah, I listed two things that I didn't have.
Yeah,
I didn't
exactly.
have a good steering wheel. I didn't have a handbrake. I had a bucket seat though.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I was driving a boat with the big, I was conning it. You know. What I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly. But that and like, just keep it, just do like your. I mean, right now, like I tell people, like for people who want to get, like they want to get S chassis, like
Yeah.
they want to, and like right now, like the prices of them, and the most of the time when you get them, they're not drift ready.
Right. Yeah. Totally.
Like the
yeah.
money you're gonna spend, you're not gonna get a car that you can hop in and drift,
Drift,
unless
yeah.
you're gonna spend $5-6 grand.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But like one of my friends, Nick, he just got into it this year. He bought a 350Z, and he just
Nick.
Lorenco.
Yeah, Mark.
Yep. So, but he just coilovers, like good coilovers, so the car's nice and settled and drives well.
Yeah.
Seat, steering wheel,
Hop
and
in
just hop and drive, man. Just there's no cheat code. There's no. I lied. There might be a cheat code. My buddy Kenny, bro. Shout out to Kenny.
Kenny, wherever
Yeah.
you at, bro.
I don't know if he's gonna see this or not, but my man was wheeling on the sim for years,
The
bro.
Sim. Oh, okay.
The sim, bro,
Yeah, yeah.
wheeling on the sim, and I was always like, there's no shot that shit like actually helps
works.
you. Yo, my man hopped on the track, bro,
Yo.
and just the straight wheel man, bro. Like he might just be like a statistical anomaly.
Yeah.
My man just hopped in and just, he's just a beast.
That's crazy. Actually, to be honest with you, this is a guy on Instagram, Street Shark J. He went to his first drift event. You guys know Travis? He has that R32 sedan. It's black with like the purple sparkle striped livery thing. He's
think so.
A-class now. But
Yeah, from us.
yeah. Well, I said, yeah. His friend, I don't know his name. I think it's Jay or something. No, his Street Shark J on Instagram.
Yeah.
He drives an S14 Kooky, and yeah, he literally never.
Wait, Street Shark J.
Yeah,
thought
black
he-
Kooky.
Is he local?
Yeah,
okay.
Warwick, Rhode Island.
Okay.
But he literally told me, he's like, this is my first event, and he was C class ripping, like he could have been A class. No lie, I'm not even lying, bro. Like this kid, I was like, how are you this good? And he's like, dude, I've been playing sim for like 4 years, and I was like, nah. I was like, there's no way. So to me, dude, it's crazy. But I have a friend, Nick. He like never been in a drift car before, or maybe once. I think I brought him my car once. I don't know, but he's never drifted a car before, and he's been doing a lot of sim, and he's been doing stance for a while and stuff. So he kind of knows how to work in a car. But no, one day he'll get into it, and he'll like probably be nice at it because he's been doing a shit
I
ton
mean,
of sim.
you don't get all of the the factors of driving, the G-force and the feeling of the car.
That's a
But
different.
like, it honestly, like, I think it does help. Like, dude, like I'm gonna be drifting right-hand drive for the first time.
That's crazy.
Like, I don't think I've ever even driven a right-hand drive, to be honest with you.
So that's gonna be.
So
a
like,
big
I'm gonna
learning curve.
not convert it, but I'm gonna switch the shifter and get an e-brakes a lot, to make it
Right,
feel like
yeah.
right-hand drive. Just like, I think it does help with just like the muscle memory of like, counter steering
Yeah.
and shifting, e-braking, stuff like that.
That's gonna be a big learning curve. Now I'm just thinking about that. Well, I mean, it's been in my mind, but that's gonna be a huge change in your driving, and hopefully
It'll be interesting. It'll be
catch on
interesting.
quick, bro.
Yeah, hey, we'll see. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like
It's just another thing.
it's just drifting.
right?
It's just
yeah, right.
not crazy.
So
I'm not
not
out there. To
serious.
win, I'm not out there to win a trophy or a medal. Like,
yeah,
so
that's awesome. Though. I can't wait for
But-
this 180.
yeah, I'm pretty pumped, man. And
Yeah.
like, we were talking briefly of like the history and like of this
the
car
body
and the
kit
body kit that came with it.
That's so cool. Yeah, don't mind. Yo, go ahead. You can tell them about it. Yeah.
So
That's sick.
this car and the body kit that came with it from a company called Rucar Select, and they're from Japan, from like the 90s. They're out of business now, and there's only it's like 4 or 5 of these kits in the States. I forget the exact number.
But ridiculously low amount.
Yeah, ridiculous low amount.
Yeah.
And so I got this car. It came with a full kit. It's front and rear overs, and then front and rear bumper and side skirts. But the kit that came on this car, in this actual car, was the company's demo car and they prototyped the kit on this car. So my kit, it doesn't have the front turn signal lights that like the rest of the kits do.
Yeah.
So it has a cool history that this was like the prototype /
That's
demo
crazy.
car for that company.
That's crazy.
So
bro.
it's cool. It's a cool little
history,
it
yeah.
came with I showed you it came with all the
Yeah.
paperwork from Japan and all
Yep.
this stuff. So
all these Japanese
all-
characters.
all stuff that I nerd out about.
Yeah,
no,
definitely.
Oh, like a lot of my
We all
friends.
do.
A lot of my friends don't really care about it, but
Yeah,
like
that's true.
for me, that shit's cool.
And me and Dom and I definitely can agree that's some cool shit. That's some cool shit. Me and you and Dom definitely appreciate the Japanese stuff. But that's a way cooler history, but the coupe that I have is actually a Front Street car. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't.
It's actually an old
Was it
Front
Alex?
Street.
Was it old?
I don't know, dude. There's a Front Street sticker on it, and apparently the guy who bought it, or the person I bought it from a Front Street guy. It was literally sitting at their shop outside, and it had a sticker on it, and he
It's probably Alex's old car.
picked it up. Yeah, I don't know. You might hit him up. I don't know if you're able to talk.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll never be able to reach out to them. Because I have nothing to them. But and it's okay. It's actually a Front Street car. So
That's
it's
cool.
Kind of cool. Cool history.
Yeah,
But
all
your
good
history
dudes
is
over
much
there,
cooler.
man. All good dudes over there.
Yeah, and another off-topic thing, but street heat, bro. That's obviously we gotta talk about street heat. So tell us about it. What's street heat? What is it? Yeah,
mean-
they know actually, but still,
Yeah.
still, you can tell them about it.
I mean, it was really nothing, man. Like, it wasn't like one of those things where like, oh, let's make a drift team and and let's we'll like recruit people or whatever. Like we were just a group of friends that had been doing it, and we just decided to want to put a name to it and stuff. And
Totally.
that's just kind of it's organic, man. Like it's not like one of those things where like trying to like I said recruit people and stuff. It's just like we're all good friends. Like everyone in Street Heat, we're all best friends.
Best
Like
friends,
we're like, I live with Jake.
Yep.
Like we all we do everything together, man. Like
That's awesome.
we do Christmas. We do Friendsgiving. We do Christmas. Like
Yeah.
we're all just best friends, man. And like it's just something that we just put a name to. Like it wasn't necessarily like really planned. Like let's make a drift team. It just kind of happened.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I think we all bring something to the table. Like
Something different. Yeah.
something different to the table that kind of it's cool, man. It's fun when you have a group of like-minded people.
Yeah.
That, I mean, we all have our different styles and stuff that we're into, but generally speaking, we're all kind of there for the same reason and do things for the right reasons.
Yeah,
so
just have fun.
have fun, man. So that's Street Heat, man. Like I said, it just happened organically. It wasn't something that
Right. Then you guys just like, let's make a team.
Yeah, let's make a team.
Yeah.
Like
That's cool.
the name just kind of happened, and like we had sweatshirts and t-shirts and stuff. Like
Still gotta get one, bro. I've
Yeah.
been telling Matt for a while. I gotta get one, bro.
yeah, we need to re-up, man. We had like
Yeah.
a couple of we're not like pushing it, like trying to
Yeah,
sell to the
but,
masses. Like
whoever wants
just
one
to the
gets one.
homies, people. But when we made them, like they definitely like sold fast.
Oh yeah.
But like it's funny, like you go to a drift event, and, like you see a bunch of people wearing like
that's
even
cool.
like the homies from like that like run the events and shit, like
That's
they're all wearing
awesome,
street
dude.
heat merch. So
That's
it's
so
pretty
cool, bro.
man,
Yeah, that's the goal actually. I mean, I don't really have many subscribers yet. Like right now, it's only like 225 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, at some point, I'm gonna have to do merch. So that's definitely, like you said, it's gonna be cool. I'm gonna go to the track I go to every event, and hopefully maybe that there'll be people there repping my merch. That'd be so cool, and like that's cool. You guys get to experience something like that. You get to see your own name
it's
on
good
there.
shit, man. It's cool.
But it's kind of a weird question. Is there like a leader to your team? Like, is there a guy that you think that you can even be yourself if you want? But is there like a person that you think stands out?
I mean, I think we all kind of like Jordan's by far the best driver.
Really, dude.
Like
Yeah.
Jordan, like
That's it.
Jordan's the wheel man, dude. Like
Jordan's
Jordan,
a really good driver, bro.
Jordan is just like that dude can just drive anything.
Yeah,
man.
Jordan's. When I was in his car,
like
it's crazy.
me, like I think we all kind of play a different role. Like Matt and me kind of always push. Like we did a lot of the footwork to get the shirts made.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, and Matt deals with like all like the money and like
like
stuff like that, like dealing with PayPal and people buying stuff, and I guess I'd say I'm like the idea guy.
Yeah.
Like I came up with the name, and
For
I
sure.
kind of me and my buddy came up with the logo. We all kind of play different roles,
Right.
I definitely wouldn't say there's a
There's
leader.
a leader, yeah. No.
No.
I honestly, I knew there wasn't. I just,
No, like
it's just one of those things that people might want.
people might want to know.
Is there a leader?
Yeah, no, like I said, we all play a different role. Joan's the guy that we corrupted, and we have all great, funny, hilarious footage of him getting drunk.
Yeah.
Joan's the crasher.
Yeah.
of the group. He's right there.
Standing over there.
He's standing over there.
He's
Joan, come
got-
over here
come
and say
on,
what's
come
up, bro. Come over here
Hey
and
guys,
say
meet
what's up.
Joao. You guys know who
This is my guy right here, bro.
Yeah,
My
we'll
guy,
get
bro.
him in the next podcast. How about that?
Nah, man, but there's no leader. We just all kind of, like I said, I mean, it's not like there's an infrastructure. So we just kind of shoot the shit and
Yeah.
fuck around. But everyone has their own. Like I said before, everyone brings something to the table.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's cool, man. And hopefully I'll be stepping out with me, Dom, and my girl. And maybe we'll have something going on there.
Hell yeah,
Who
dude.
knows?
Like I said, but it's all organic. You and Dom been tight. You and
Oh,
Maddie,
yeah.
obviously boyfriend and girlfriend. Like
Yeah.
it's not like you're out there just like I want to make a drift
Drift
team and
team, yeah.
recruit people.
Yeah, we
Like,
have
it just
ideas
work-
for names.
Yeah, it's just
of
organic.
course,
It's just organic shit, and like that like is important. That's what the essence of the team is to me. Like people that like you go out there and you have a good time with, and the fun doesn't end on the track.
Right.
It's not like all right, like you see some of these people they have teams and they
Yeah.
go to events and they're not even pitted next to each other.
Right. Yeah.
Like
that's crazy.
that's just corny to me in my
Yeah.
opinion. Yeah, I think
You gotta be with your people. You know what I mean? Your people.
Yeah, I
gotta
think
be with
that's what a
people.
team is, bro. Like in my eyes,
Totally.
but it's all preference. It's all people do what they want, and it's not right. It's not wrong. It's just that's how I see it.
And then almost every single video that I'm with, honestly, almost every single video in general, dude, I put out like I always say, dude, like shout out the street heat, bro. Like always, because ever since I met, like I said, ever since I met these guys, man, it's just been a blessing that I get to be with people like these guys. They're just always there for me and anybody in general. And they always open to show me new things and help out whenever I need help. And they just, I hop in that car, guy, and like I go in the car and I come back to my car with a different mentality and I just
Yep.
rip it. And that's awesome, dude. You guys are like inspiration to me, man. I'm always happy with you guys.
I'm very happy that we can do that for somebody, man. Because there's so many people that like I looked up to that like kind of formed who I am as a driver and who I am as my styling of cars and stuff. So it's like it's cool that I'm that wear that for somebody else. 'Cause
Totally,
we
bro.
all do.
Totally.
Like nobody gets into drifting and everything they do is their own mind.
Right.
Everyone pulls inspiration from somewhere.
All day, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like where you pull it from might be different. It might be local guys. It might be people from Japan. It might be people from the West Coast. It might
Just
be people
YouTube or
from the
whatever.
Midwest.
Yep.
Or it might be a multiple. Like me, dude. Like I pull different style. Like I pull shit from all over the place.
Yeah.
That I like. Like I put a lot of thought into my car and like the body panels that I run and
Yeah,
the
definitely.
wheels that I run and how it flows together and stuff. And that all comes from people from all over
Different
the
inspirations.
world. Honestly,
Yeah.
bro. Like I definitely wasn't one of those people that like. When I first got into drifting, I wasn't like really into like watching option videos and
Right.
watching stuff from Japan. I kind of I realized that like the dudes I first started watching like Animal Style and stuff like that, that's where they pulled their inspiration from. So I was like, all right,
let's watch what they're watching.
Let's check some of that out.
Yeah.
And then you see some of the dudes from the Midwest, and they got like they're heavy with the street style shit.
Oh yeah.
So like you pull some of the shit from there, and you kind of
put it all
concoct
together,
your own
little thing.
your own little thing,
Yeah,
and that's
totally.
it's just it's organic. I keep using that word, but it's true. It just
that's true.
it's just shit that it's just over time it just forms, certain things. Like and I've had things that I've liked 2 years ago, and now 2 years ago to now I'm like. That's why I kind of like that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel that.
Like the big wing and like when I first got into cars, I was like heavy into like street style.
Yeah,
like
totally.
that. And I love like
a
the
nice
street style car.
Yeah,
but like I've
amazing.
definitely like, and as you've seen like with my most
yellow.
my most current iteration of like my car.
Yeah.
Is like very heavily influenced on like D1 GP, D1 SL,
Totally,
like,
dude. Totally.
all of these stuff from Japan where it's like that early to mid 2000s
race car look. Yeah.
like you just have that look, and like
I feel that I see it. That's definitely a good representation. Dude.
Yeah,
and that's probably I've never seen real life representation, but that's the best one I've seen.
I appreciate that.
It looks really good, and it definitely matches the area you're meeting.
When I first putting it together, and like I have the Vertex front and rear with the GP Sports sides, so I'm sure how that was going to look. And with the wing, and then I got the craft square mirrors and stuff, and it's like, all right, you kind of see it come together.
Yep.
And then it doesn't just end at the part. Like I painted the headlight covers and the hood. Well, the hood was already black. I did the pillars black. Like there's just little things that you piece together from the era that from this car, and then from that car, and then put them together. Now you represent a certain era and a style, but like it's your own.
Yeah, so you're not literally like that guy.
Yeah, like I think it's cool. Like when you see people like one of my buddy Joe from Car Shop React.
No,
they're from Canada, but he built his car. He's past it now, but like he built like a replica of its ice car. Like he did like the wheels, the blue hot rod. He had like the the purple. I think it was like purple radiator hoses. Like he did like almost like an exact replica of the ties. I don't really know if that's the correct way to say. Get into semantics here, but and like that's cool too. Like dude, you'd follow Revgasm Josh from
what is it?
Proceed.
What is it again?
Revgasm Josh. He's been doing it for a while, man. But like he built a car that was kind of like a representation of Koguchi's like IKEA Formula car.
Okay, yeah.
So like it's cool. Like
nice.
Like like I do a bunch of like I look up a bunch of stuff like different kits and stuff. So it's cool. Like when you see someone build a car, and they might not necessarily say it's like this is supposed to be a represent like
this guy's car,
but like you can tell because like you see that like that's cool. Like when you start studying and reading different stuff, and like you start to learn and see where people pull their inspiration from. Totally. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I totally understand that, bro. And right now, dude, I don't really know personally where I'm going with my car. I definitely want to be on the more street style look. What I mean? Street style look. But honestly, I'm so focused, bro. Like so focused on the way it drives right now.
Yeah.
And honestly, cosmetics do matter to me a lot because, like we said, it's one of those things. Style is important. But like the way my car drove last year was so bad. My steering was bad. My engine was hurt. My turbo was not doing like its job properly. You know what I mean? It's just I had so many problems, dude, and dailying it was so tough. So like I don't know. This year it's a whole different thing. I'm going out there with a strong engine. Forged internals, a new turbo, a nice engine management. Like a real car now, and I'm excited to finally be able to style it the year after, or maybe even this year. Who knows what happens? But
but like the biggest thing is just having a goal, having what I'm saying, like all right, this is what I want to get done, and then when that goal is accomplished, like building a car doesn't happen overnight. What I'm saying? Like my yellow car has been 3 years in the making. Of like year after year. Like I might change it, but like building off last year's, like and you ask all my friends, like I'm always working on my car at the events, like something always breaks. So like I'm honestly kind of on the same wavelength as you. Like I'm trying to like build a car where like I can just get in.
And just drive.
Like I have a truck and a trailer, but like I'd like to drive my car to the events more next
man.
year. Like
'Cause
build a car that's like
you like the street style. You know what I mean? The street style is driving, man. You gotta drive your car. You know what I'm saying? On the street. You know what I'm saying?
So,
That's
dude, I mean honestly, it's just because like I hate loading and unloading. Hey, Ron, just make sure you shut the light in the door when you leave. Like I like that feeling, dude. Of just like hopping in your car, driving to the event, drifting, and driving home. It's like, damn.
That's
sick.
cool, bro. That's cool.
That's
when I drove back, we were at Broke East, bro. I was like, I can go in Matt's truck, be a little crammed, or I can go in Jake's car and drive back from Connecticut in a 240SX.
Yeah.
And then I was like, fuck, dude. I was like, yo, Jake, can I hop in? Yeah, bro. Yeah, it was cool, bro. And that's something that I respect. You know, is being able to just hop in, drive your car at an event, beat the hell out of it. It broke. Your car was broken at Broke East. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And we fixed it and drove home. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, dude. I love it. It's
just a reality of drifting, man.
Yeah.
Like, there's not many motorsports that you put the amount of strain, like road racing. Like drag racing is like heavy on the engine, but like drifting is honestly like it's tough on every part of the car.
Totally.
Your suspension, your engine,
Totally, dude.
like everything. So like building a car that you can hop in and feel comfortable enough to drive to and from the events, like that's pretty cool to me.
That's
man.
a good goal, man. And that's like you said, it sounds nice inside the car. You feel comfortable. That you have a good goal with this car, man, and it's gonna happen, dude. I see it.
I hope so, man. I'm not looking forward to building it, but
Yeah, I feel that.
it's just like I mean, it's not gonna be too bad. Like finish the tubs, paint the engine bay, and everything for my car is basically just going to be a direct bolt on, my engine
totally.
and all that stuff.
Suspension
and stuff.
rack
So
and
it shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah.
And then just body work and paint,
Yep.
which is not that hard. So.
But it's still stuff you have to do, man.
Oh, yeah.
I feel that, dude.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have literally everything to do. I don't have the ability to just drop anything in. I have to get a turbo, I have to get a motor, build a motor, I have to get an ECU. Like this is the expensive part that I'm going through.
Yeah.
Which sucks because 2022 I want to buy a house, so hopefully I can just spend my money now, get it over with, and then start aggressively saving them. Got the shop. I'll take my car out of the shop, man. Start raking in some side work every Sunday, bro. I hope to have at least something to do. Make an extra paycheck every Sunday. You know what I mean? And that'd be awesome, bro. That'd be great to put towards other things. And like you said, dude, since I started this, I was like, damn, this shit's expensive. And everybody's told me, dude, this stuff's expensive. And you're gonna be broke. And I'm like, I don't want to be broke though. And I want to drift though. And I was like, and then you get to that point where you're like, all right, well, I can be financially stable. That's the most important thing to me. If drifting's great, dude. I love drifting, but financially stable, bro, is the most important thing to me. And I don't want to have to be feeling like I need more money, So that's my thing. Is I want to have fun, and fun to me means financially stable. So if I miss an event next year, that's fine.
That's like where I'm at, man. Like I went for broke this past 6 years, dude. Like doing whatever it takes to get my car done, and just gonna try and take it easy and
totally, man.
I love drifting, man. It's been like the staple of my life the past 6 years, but like there's other shit that I have fun with.
Yeah.
Like I'm building a motorcycle.
Yeah, it's sick. I see the whole hog in the back. Hopefully that'll be done next year, maybe.
Hoping so.
That's sick, dude.
We'll see. So like there's other things I enjoy. Like we have jet skis. Like enjoy that in the summer. So
there's other ways to have fun.
Other ways to have fun, man. So I'm trying to get my car to the point where like spend the time and money now. So come summertime, my car's ready. It's basically bulletproof for the most part.
Yeah.
As bulletproof as I'll do I want to do Z-Trans.
Oh yeah, yep.
I'll probably do
ZX.
Yeah, CD009. Do Z axles, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I have a spare engine that I bought off Shimano that I'll probably have built.
Oh yeah.
So because like my engine, everything around it has seemed to break in the past, but like the actual engine, I got the engine basically for free.
Really?
I bought an SR car for $1,700. Parted the car out and basically got the engine for free. Actually, I got paid to get the engine. I think by the time I was done parting it out, I made like $1,900.
Really? Oh, okay.
So the engine owes me nothing.
Yeah.
It's unopened bottom end.
Which is crazy because I've never seen brake rockers in that.
Nope.
That's crazy.
I just do pond cams. I did the dual rocker arm conversion, the dual guide conversion.
Good shit.
So they usually have like a shim and a guide that's like notched where the rocker arm sits in, but one of the arms is just a flat shim.
Yeah.
But I did both of them. So it's two guides. So and then I did rock arm stoppers. Kept my
Nice.
rev limit low.
Yeah, but at least you're not breaking rock arms. And
I
damaging
haven't-
camshafts.
Knock on wood, dude. I haven't
Yeah,
broken
for
rock
real.
arm. And you see, my car's always on limiter.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
the
oh
time.
yeah, oh yeah, dude, yeah.
All the time.
hell
Because
yeah.
like the way my turbo is, like.
Oh yeah, I wanted to mention that one day. Me and Don were looking back at my footage, and we're looking at this dude. We're just like chilling. We're like, yo, Jake's car is always unlimited, bro.
Yeah.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It really
Well,
is.
because like my car, the turbo that I have like a TD06, which is like a older Gretty turbo,
Okay.
and it's just super laggy.
Right.
So like, you want to keep it up in the rev, but like it doesn't like third gear. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't really make enough power to. I mean, it makes enough power to drift third gear on like a faster track, but on
Yeah.
like the clubhouse,
Clubhouse circuit.
it doesn't really like third gear
No,
that
yeah, I
much.
can see.
So
And
well,
second's
but-
kind of weird middle. you
Yeah,
know?
well, I put the 4.6 in it, and it likes third gear a little bit more. But like with stock gearing, I have to keep it in second gear.
For
It-
people that don't understand that, the differential.
oh yeah, 4.6 diff. Yeah.
But that's
Um,
fine.
So, but you know, there's nothing just learning your car and learning what it
Yeah.
likes and trying
And
to.
changing up what to make it better. You know?
Exactly.
Certain
So
things. That's a luxury, dude. When you have to, that to me, that's a luxury in a drift car where you have everything done and all you have to do is play around with to make it feel better. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like right now, I'm in that stage, like I said, where I'm aggressively building the car. I can't wait to get to that point where my car's built and I can go have fun. And I can
Kinda tweak
tune it,
little things,
you know,
yeah.
tune it to be like what I like you said, the diff, you know what I mean? Certain things like that, that's so cool where you just like the gearing, you can change up and make your car drive better because the way you're set up is in the engine. It's so
Yeah.
it's so cool how everything connects
Yep.
and just race cars in general, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
yeah, well, I'm kind of at the point where like I personally like my turbo setup.
Yeah.
It's not the best. It's not great. Like it's not super responsive and like. But like, you know, I've kind of adapted my driving to drive that car.
Yeah.
But like my other, you know, all my teammates' cars are like
Big top mounts.
more responsive,
Yeah.
make boost sooner. So like off the line, dude, like yeah, like they're gone. Like my car's NA into like
Yeah.
$4,000.
Right, yeah. That's
So,
crazy.
like-
Yeah, that's crazy.
So
Once
like,
it's there,
like
bro.
once it's in boost, like
Yeah.
light switch, it
Yeah.
rips.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's fun. But like so coming off the lines, like I tell my friends,
I
like,
was like,
yo,
yo, chill.
you know, like, take it a little slow off the line, you know, so we can. That's
No,
the
you're
biggest
like,
thing.
yo, come on, take it up the line.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like one of those things, like when you're, you know, I tell them, like, yo, just take it slow because, you know, once if you get gapped off the line, you're trying to tandem,
That's
catching
the
up. and-
mindsets now. Like you were talking about solo driving and where you're just yourself. I was gonna say if someone's not just slower than you, but when someone's faster than you, now your mindset's on the all right.
I gotta play catch up.
Yeah,
You know,
that's awesome.
you might drive a little bit more sloppy. You might,
Yeah.
cut the line.
yeah.
You know, cut the line, the desired race line. You know, you might
Right.
cut it a little shorter or
Yeah, I
whatever,
got it.
whatever the case may be. But
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. I might swap out the turbo this year and get something a little more responsive, so it's more on the wavelength of my teammates. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm trying to spend as little money as possible. Like I already have all of the stuff. Like, you know, I have an old Power FC. I might
Right,
get
I see
a
that
Hall.
in
I might,
TT.
yeah, I might get a Haltech.
Nice.
So it's, you know, the turbo, like having a good ECU is
Important.
like I got my Power C for so cheap, and don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, it's tried and true. People have been using it
Right.
for 30 years or whatever the hell it came out.
Yeah.
They just never really updated it.
Yeah. that's
So
the problem.
exactly.
But Haltech's
But
that thing.
yeah,
right
all
now,
like
man.
the inputs and shit of Haltech. Like, you know, I was talking to Turbo Mike, who tunes all of our cars,
Yep.
and he was like, I'll be able to make up that turbo a lot more
Oh yeah, no way.
with like
A nice Haltech.
with a nice Haltech. So.
So maybe you might be able to keep your nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with a Haltech.
Yeah,
get
that's
it
a good way.
tuned, see if I like what it does.
Because regardless, you're gonna go Haltech
I'm gonna go
anyway.
Haltech regardless. So, you know, just little tweaks here and there, and eventually, hopefully, get to the point where I can just like Matt's car. Like, you know, he has things break here and there, but for the most part, his car's pretty
Yeah.
pretty bulletproof.
It is really. I mean, like you said, he. Oh yeah. Hold up. Let me get it.
For what?
I got 5.
I don't know. He didn't tell me why.
Huh?
He didn't tell me why.
So how many touches is this?
I don't know. I'll just pull up the same way I'm gonna pull up. Like, hey, what's up? I'll have a conversation with you.
Alright, so you're talking about how Matt's car is bulletproof, but we had another guy join us, so we're just gonna wrap it up a little bit and then call it a day for this podcast and edit it up. But yeah, man, thank you for joining me, dude.
Hey man,
So
I had a good time, man. This flowed good. I think.
Yeah, it's a good.
We touched on
first-
some good topics.
Totally,
It's
dude.
good, man. It's good.
It's gonna be awesome for the channel, man. I'm really excited for you guys to see this. But like I said, dude, thank you so much. This is
Hey man, thank you
a
for
good
having me,
time.
man. I'm honored that I was your first person on this, man.
Hell
Thank
yeah,
you.
dude.
I
No
appreciate
doubt, man,
that.
no doubt. So hopefully we'll get the rest of Street Heat in this. Maybe I'll do 2 a month. Who knows? If it like this is going so well, and editing this, I just realized it could be so easy, dude, because it's literally 4 clips or something to put it into one.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if you need to put effects in it, you'll need to do transitions.
Yep.
And no music, so it's literally just put it together, put it out there, let it upload. So maybe I'll do 2 or 3 months. Maybe I'll do more. I don't know. Who knows? But right now, I'm gonna stick to 1 a month. But yeah, thank you again, man.
Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll be seeing him soon to get a cut. I'm sorry, guys.
Yep.
But hey,
Peace
all right,
out,
guys,
man.
later. Hell yeah, dude.